Coming back from All-Star break, obviously your team's coming off a Super Bowl. It's got to feel good.
Great. Feels fantastic. We're going to run it back next year, too.
Well, we'll see with that. But we're going to talk about some NBA All-Star break stuff. How did you feel about the format? Obviously, it was a little more competitive this year.
Yeah, loved it. Loved it. I mean, I didn't watch too much of like the three-point contest or dunk contest stuff. Heard the dunk contest was a little underwhelming. I guess there was a couple 50s, but I mean, you got no names that nobody really wants to see.
No stars.
Yeah, I mean, actual All-Star game format, NBA really hit it out of the park this year. I mean, did a fantastic job creating that competitiveness. I mean, shout out Wemby coming into it saying, hey, I want to keep it competitive. I want to go. I mean, first play of the game, tips the ball, runs the court, posts up, Cade dunks on him.
He was definitely still salty about the Olympics, though.
For sure.
Which is why he was playing so hard for World.
For sure, pissed. There's a video after they lost to the Stripes or Stars the first game, and he's like pissed that they let up a three because the first game went into overtime too. Yeah. Which is how competitive it was. And overtime was first team to score 5 points wins OT, and they just didn't need to let up a three. And there was an open lane. I think it was like Maxey was going down the lane, wide open layup, and they collapsed on him, and he kicked the ball out for a wide open three. And Embiid's like, why the hell are we giving him a 3-pointer when we can give up a layup and still have a chance to go win the game? It was like he got pissed. But, I mean, competitively, it was great. Jerseys looked really cool. I think the warm-ups were fantastic. I mean, I think the NBA absolutely killed it. I mean, being in that Intuit Dome 2 in LA, that arena is just
I think, too, with how bad it is, seeing any sort of progress has been better. Obviously, we're seeing a younger generation want to come out and actually win an All-Star game, actually want to compete, whatnot. Yeah. So it's great to see guys like Ant and Wemby and Maxey actually like kind of setting a new tone and phasing out the old guys. Like LeBron and his whole friendship of destiny kind of NBA ruined the NBA All-Star game.
Right.
Because there was zero defense. There was zero aura. There was zero competitiveness. Now I think there's legitimate rivalries between players and like people just want to win and prove that they're the best again, which is awesome. Yeah. Like LeBron never did any of that kind of stuff for the All-Star game.
No, I mean you got a real like competition now because it's one, you got the U.S. who's like the NBA's in the United States, so it's like you got the stars from all the players overseas have to come here to play us, but the last 7 MVPs have all been European players or outside like non-US stars that are winning it. So there's like this shift in the NBA, yet the US is like, hey, this is still our league. Like you guys are still the little brothers here, but yet the world is like, no, we want to fight back. So I mean, it was super competitive. I saw blocks, I saw steals that I haven't seen. Like I heard the commentators talking about there was a denial steal. Like he's denying a player the ball and got a steal, which like when was the last time you saw that in an NBA game? In an All-Star game? Yeah. Like if there's a steal, it's like, they tried to throw
literally
a dumb
no
lob.
Defense.
Yeah,
there's literally no defense.
It was a fantastic defensive game. A lot of steals, a lot of blocks, a lot of dunks on people, a lot of true plays being run. So
other news from All-Star Weekend, KD files dropped for a second time in the last decade.
The KD files.
Got caught with another burner, and this time he's
another one?
Yeah.
He had one before this?
He had one in 2019.
I did not know that.
Second time in a decade he's gotten caught with a burner.
2.
And he's calling out teammates and coaches indirectly this time.
No,
his dumbass was talking in the first person, which also like just clearly.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of damning. Yeah. So he talks about Jabari Smith in one of these things. I don't know if they're threads or DMs like you can do on Twitter, but he goes, I can't trust Jabari to make a fucking shot or get a stop. He's low-key retarded.
Dude, I haven't heard any of this. Like I saw a little bit on it, but I haven't actually seen it.
A lot of it's recent too about the Rockets.
That's
and it's
so funny.
It's kind of hard to believe that it's not KD because he's talking in the first person. But he's talking about Sengun. He goes, I'm going to turn the ball over with this shitty-ass team. I don't give a fuck. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend, and that's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Hey, that's an all-star, by the way, averaging insane numbers in Sengun.
So, and the whole time like he was at
pretty nuts.
The Suns, I thought the situation was pretty good. They just weren't winning.
Sure,
like he seemed to like his teammates, whatever.
I thought he loved it.
He talks about life with Devin Booker and Vogel. 2 dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. The Suns are my team when we lose, and Book's team when we win.
Oh my.
So it makes a lot more sense why he wanted out at the end. But
get him out of there.
I think he's low-key been unhappy everywhere he's gone, including Golden State when he was just eating.
I mean, he was happy there for a couple years, and then he was just like pissed.
I mean, I don't know, because he talks about the thing about Steph, where it's clearly Steph's team no matter how much he was doing there. And he goes, I started holding... I
mean, that's so valid, though.
Yeah.
Like, but you're never going to replace Steph in Golden State.
100%. But he started talking about Steph in the files, and he goes, I started holding Steph accountable in film, and everyone looked at me sideways at Golden State.
Oh, man.
And he was out of there pretty shortly after that. He said, since MJ punched Kerr in the face, he doesn't fuck with dark skins. So it's all clicking of why he wanted out of Golden State.
He's talking about Kerr too.
He's talking about Steve Kerr. Well, he named his son Nick.
Nick?
Steve Kerr.
Nick?
Steve Kerr's kid's name is Nick.
What? So what's his full name?
You tell me, bro. I'm not saying that.
I ain't saying it. I ain't saying it. Nice try. They were trying to clip us.
Yeah, right.
Nick Jason Kerr. What's his middle name?
Huh?
What's his middle name?
That's a great question.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
There's another one.
Nick is crazy.
There's another one about Steph. I'm trying to find it right now. But yeah. If you don't screen and pass up shots for Steph, you getting waived. So he talked a lot. Yeah, like all the people they've brought in, like any stars, if you're not passing up your shots to give it to Steph or screening for Steph, you're getting waived. Which we've actually seen a lot of. Like Steve Kerr's entire coaching game plan has all just been set screens.
That ain't a bad game plan.
No, they're winning.
They got rings,
kinda.
you know? I mean, not right now.
Yeah,
but like when they
had
the
rings,
prime, bro.
Yeah, but they had other stars.
True.
And all their rings.
True. But I mean, wasn't KD still averaging like 22, 24, something like that when he was on the team?
He was the best player on that team when he was playing there.
Like he was still playing. That's crazy.
Yeah. But it was also like he would get wide open shots because Steph his gravitational pull was insane.
True.
You know what I mean?
Does KD have a MVP? He doesn't, huh?
And a regular MVP? Yeah.
He does have one?
Yeah. He got one with OKC.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And you remember because he gave that speech about his mom.
That's right.
And then he has 2 final MVPs.
2?
Yes.
Both?
He got both of them when he was in Golden State.
Wow.
Steph only has 1, and he has 4 chips.
I guess who'd the other one go to? Like freaking
Iguodala. I'm taking Iguodala. Yeah. KD only won in 13-14.
Crazy.
Anyways, that's All-Star Weekend for the NBA.
Well, I want to talk about Kawhi. Gotta talk about Kawhi.
To go off.
You gotta talk about All-Star Weekend. You gotta talk about Kawhi. I mean, bro, Kawhi. Because I know you didn't watch too much when they were playing Team Stripes versus Team World, which I think was the third game. Kawhi had 31 points in 12 minutes. It was one quarter. He had 31 points. He went 11 for 13. 6 for 7 from behind the 3-point line. Damn. And he had I'm pretty sure he had 3 steals and 4 rebounds too, and a couple assists. Like he just took over that game. Yeah. Which was nuts.
He was on the old head team, right?
Yeah, he was on the old head team. I mean, he's the reason why they went to the final game against the Stars.
100%.
By beating the World that game. But it was nuts. I mean, I'm a firm believer. I mean, granted I'm a Clippers fan. I love Kawhi, but even before I'm like, if there's a healthy Kawhi in the league, that's dangerous. Very dangerous.
Always thought that. I always thought he's a top 3 player if he's healthy.
Unreal. And I mean, you saw it on
when he's healthy and actually wants it.
Yeah, you saw it on display. I mean, he was playing defense. He was doing everything you need him to do in an all-star game in crazy efficiency. It's pretty nuts. But
I mean, it was crazy. We were talking about Kawhi was the best player in the world in 2019. Mm-hmm. Like his playoff run 100%. With the Raptors, and then went to the Clippers, made that super team, and everyone was scared.
Yeah.
But injuries took away from him and that team. It's every time he's healthy in the playoffs, he goes.
The one year they were healthy, they went to the Western Conference Finals, the Western Conference Championship. Yeah, and that was in the bubble, but still they made it there, and it was oh crap, this is scary. And then obviously it was Paul George went down, Kawhi would go down, PG got traded. It was a whole thing. But definitely a note from that weekend was Kawhi's dominance. I mean, you could shout out Ant too. He was the All-Star MVP at the end of the day. Yeah, he played nuts.
Yeah.
He had a great game. But I think it was a very, very, very cool weekend. Very good weekend. Definitely needed for the NBA, given how much attention has kind of been being pulled away from them, thinking All-Star game is kind of whatever.
Yeah.
People aren't really taking it seriously, but this year it's like you brought that competitiveness.
Well, there was also a problem with, because they talked about the ratings for, like, obviously the dunk contest is not what it used to be.
No.
The 3-point is whatever. But all the skills challenges and stuff, there was a problem with the broadcasting side because NBC was broadcasting All-Star game this year, and they also broadcast the Olympics on the same exact channel.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
The dunk contest was it's usually like in the night.
Yeah, it was at like 3 p.m. or something.
It was at like 3, the last thing, because they had to move on and put on curling, which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I will say, though, I think the actual All-Star game came back full swing this year. Looks good. 3-point contest has never really been an issue because you still have the stars and the guys that are making threes that will show up and play in that. The thing that's really lacking right now is the dunk contest. Skill challenge they got rid of after Wemby and Chris Paul. Do you remember that from 2 years ago? Just cheated their way through it.
Cheated pretty
bad. They just were throwing balls, shooting random shots. They just tried to get the fastest time because it didn't matter. Like they got docked a little bit for like missing shots or whatever.
They got fully disqualified.
And then they just got rid of it. Yeah,
they got fully.
Well, no, they won it. But then they were like, now we got to rethink about this because they literally weren't actually doing it.
They had a skills challenge.
I don't think they did this year. I didn't see anything on skills challenge.
Certain.
Did they?
Yeah.
Maybe it just was not at all. Not at all.
Well, because of the time, no one really watched any of it.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they had a skills challenge, 2026.
Does it say what was involved?
Just a YouTube video.
Same kind of like probably passing. Because I mean, I feel like ever since that whole Wemby Chris Paul year, it's just not been the same.
So Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell won it this year.
No way.
Yeah, I guess. Oh wait, I guess it's 2025.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
No, there was one. There was one, but yeah, I don't know. Either way, we'll move on. Let's talk about the NFL. Obviously, Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Yeah, no one is surprised. You guys fought a coughing baby. All right, so congrats.
Yeah, sure, in the Super Bowl, but it was not an easy route there.
Yeah, you had one tough game.
One tough game?
You had one tough game.
What are you talking about?
The Rams.
Rams was a tough game.
The Niners were not a tough game.
Sure. I mean, we
got blown out by 40.
But you guys were still 12-5. Had a great season. Took out the defending champs. Like, it's still...
Sure, but the Eagles were also... You would have ran through the Eagles,
I mean, we've talked about this all year long. Any division opponent is not an easy game.
It's true, but that's just our division.
But we were just that much better than you, so it's fine.
Either way, I'm going to rant about the absolute BS that is the NFC West and the luck that you and the Rams have.
Get out of here.
Bro.
Get out of here.
I don't think you understand. We've dominated the NFC West for 5 years. Yeah, we have.
For 5 years.
2 Super Bowl appearances, 8 different, or like...
You know who leads the NFC West since the reshuffling of divisions?
You're talking about 2002?
Since 2002.
Okay, but we're talking about recent memory. We're talking about recent memory. Let's talk about since 2020. Let's talk about since 2020 because you could also say since 2002, but the Rams won back-to-back 2001 and 2002. So your point is kind of void.
No, but I'm saying since they did the reshuffle and created these new divisions, since it was the 4-team divisions.
Either way,
we've led in every statistical category.
The Niners have significantly more playoff wins than you guys in the past 10 years.
No.
In the past 10 years,
they do not. They actually do not.
What are you talking about?
We have the most playoff wins, the most Super Bowl appearances, the most conference championships, the most division championships since the reshuffle.
I'm talking about the past 10 years, bro.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Yes, it does, because it's the teams that you currently have. I'm not talking about 2002. We don't care about that.
Well, you got to go through all the different eras.
We can talk about since the 80s.
Well, you got to go through all the different eras.
All right, either way, let me get my damn point across. God damn.
It's not about...
In the past 10 years, the Niners are by far the most successful team. We've gone to the most Super Bowls. But... whenever we go to a goddamn Super Bowl, we have to play the Kansas City Dynasty. And then when you guys go to the Super Bowl, you play a coughing baby like a brand new team like the Patriots. When the Rams go to the Super Bowl, they play a coughing baby as in the Bengals, who had no offensive line. Joe Burrow was sacked more in that postseason than anybody else in the entire NFL's history. Crazy. Like, it's not even close. You guys get easy opponents whenever you guys go to a Super Bowl. And we walk through the NFC like all those years we went to the Super Bowl.
I don't know about walkthrough.
I mean, yeah, okay, you can talk about that game against Detroit. It was like a 26-point comeback.
There's been a lot of close games, but
I mean, not really in the playoffs, apart from like the Eagles and Detroit, like, and those are all conference games. But even still, like, every time the Niners get to Super Bowl, we play the hardest team in the entirety of the NFL. You guys get to play an absolute nobody from the AFC.
Getting to a Super Bowl in the NFL is no joke, no matter what year it is.
Okay,
no matter what year it is.
Can we talk about
as an NFL team?
Let's talk about the Patriots' route to the Super Bowl this year, then.
Well, okay, that's true.
Why?
But they still but they played some of the top defenses.
Yeah, but they played some of the worst offenses possible.
True.
All in the playoff. They played the easiest schedule of all time, and then you get to the playoffs, and they have to go against like top 5 defenses, which is why their offense was terrible. But they literally still won because those teams' offenses were way worse and committed like 5 turnovers.
I mean, who then would you have said that about any team that made it to the Super Bowl from the AFC?
No, because if the Bills made it or the Broncos made it, it would have been a much better game. A healthy Broncos would have been an actual game against the Seahawks.
I don't think anybody had a chance against us in the entire NFL.
Potentially, they would still lose. But are you telling me that a healthy Bo Nix on that Bronco team is losing to the Patriots?
Yes, I am.
Bro. The only reason they lost that game is because Jarrett Stidham handed them a fumble.
Here's what I'll say that. True. That is the reason why they lost that game. Weather was also an impact, so there wasn't as much of a game. But if you look at the Broncos were only engaged because of their defense. Patriots were only engaged because of their defense. Bo Nix still even though he was playing better and is better than Jarrett Stidham, I think they would have still struggled. Our offense, Seattle's offense, was still very good this year, and we struggled against the Patriots defense with all of our stars, all of our weapons. The only time that we took off was in the second half when we got a defensive touchdown, and then we scored after that. But we were only field goals. And we had arguably a really good offense this year.
True, but
their team was still no joke. Their defense was legit. They had an easy schedule, but the defense was legit.
The Broncos offense was a legit threat. The Bills offense was a legit threat. The Broncos offense put up 35 against the Bills.
Yeah, but the Bills have no defense.
They don't have a horrible defense like that. It's not that bad.
I mean, they're bottom half of the league in defense.
Sure.
But I mean, there's just a big difference in my mind between top probably 5 or 6 defenses and anybody else.
When we talk about basically 2 top 3 defenses playing each other, one has an offense, one really doesn't. Who are you taking in that game? You're really going to take the Patriots in that game?
Against the Broncos?
Yeah, if they play.
I honestly probably, even if it was a healthy Broncos, I still thought the Patriots would win that game.
I don't think so. Personally.
I mean, I don't believe in Bo Nix.
If it was that close without even Bo Nix, it's hard for me to think that with Bo Nix they're losing that game.
I just think the Broncos are just not as competitive as the Patriots. Granted, I mean, I get it. The Patriots had an easy schedule. I still think we had a cakewalk of a Super Bowl win for sure.
100%.
But we still had to get through the NFC to get there. So regardless of that, getting through the NFC was dominant this year in every facet.
You had a bye, first of all. Are you talking about our division, regular season?
Well, everything. I mean, division was hard.
Sure.
And then into the playoffs, we had to play you guys again, division rivals, still a difficult game. Granted, it was at home and you guys were injured.
It was not a difficult
Niners
game
were injured,
for you guys in any sense of the word. We had 80 yards of offense total.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's still coming into it. It's people were still picking the Niners.
Yeah, there's just biases.
I mean? And then obviously we had to go play the Rams,
the Rams was
struggled
an
against.
Game.
That was a legit game.
I mean,
that as everyone says, that was the Super Bowl. Whatever team won that game was winning the Super Bowl. Everyone already knew that.
Yeah, because the AFC was just weak this year, dude.
It was very weak. I think it's still going to be weak in years to come, but that's obviously we'll touch on that.
We'll talk. Well, that kind of leads me to the contenders. It's way too early, but we're gonna do our best to choose who do you think are gonna be actually the contenders this upcoming year. Let's start with the AFC pick because it's much more wide open.
Okay. You want me to go first?
That's I just asked you.
Stupid. Yeah, my AFC pick is the Chargers.
Really?
Yeah, I believe. I mean, I believe the Chargers are wildly. I mean, I've heard it from some other people. They should be considered a strong Super Bowl favorite going into this year. Granted, playoff team this past year, lower seed, so they're gonna have a decent schedule. They have a ton of cap space.
Who are you talking to about though that they're supposed to be a major contender? Because they were supposed to be a major contender the past 5 years.
Sure,
they've
been getting better.
Dude, they are literally the hypothetical team.
Sure. I mean, they don't have a Super Bowl, but I think for me, they're still a contender and can make it.
This is the year that the hypothesis comes true.
Here's what I'll say. So, defense, one of my roommates from a couple years ago was a diehard Chargers fan. So I've broken down the Chargers with him a couple times. Biggest problem for the past probably 4 or 5 years was always their defense. They finally figured out their defense this year. They had an elite defense under Jesse Minter, who unfortunately is gone now. But they literally were 5th in total defense, 2nd in points allowed during the 2025 season, and they allowed fewer than 17 points over their final 8 or 7 contests. Fantastic stats. You can keep that up.
Yeah,
that's how you win.
They were ranked 5th.
Now they get Mike McDonald, so they elevate their offense, which already has arguably one of the best.
Mike McDonald?
Yeah, Mike McDaniel. Sorry, McDaniel from the Dolphins, which you already have Justin Herbert, who is an All-Pro, one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Sure.
So you have him, and you've seen what Mike McDonald did when he was on the Dolphins when they had a healthy team and a good offense. They scored 70 points on whoever that was that one game. Under him, that elevates their offense even more. And that was honestly the reason why they lost to the Patriots, was because they didn't have an offense. And if they won that game, all of a sudden we might be having a different conversation about the Chargers. So they have that. They have the return of their all-pro offensive tackles who got hurt. So Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater are going to be coming back. They missed that game, and that's a huge thing, was their O-line. That was the reason why they lost that game. So their health provides a huge built-in solution to one of the largest problems on that team. You have Harbaugh that built a winning culture in just a couple seasons.
I'm a big fan of Harbaugh.
Yeah,
I'm glad that he recognized that he needs to give up the offense.
Yeah.
Obviously, he needs to bring in O-line, but
for sure,
bringing in Mike McDaniel was a massive win.
Huge. And so, they went now to a winning team, and they've had consecutive playoff appearances, which is the first time in history that they've done that. And they are projected. They're projected to be a top 10 team heading into 2026, which you can tell.
Their division got a lot worse too.
Their division is a lot worse. So they have a declining Chiefs team, which is going down. They have a Broncos team that won it, but there's obviously questions surrounding the Broncos. And then they have the Raiders, which who knows what's going to happen with the Raiders. That's going to be an interesting story as it develops. And then lastly, they also have the salary cap flexibility. Entering this season, they have approximately $63 million in cap space already, and they can possibly turn that into, with restructures, $116 million with some minimal contract changes and stuff like that. So they have a ton of money, top 5 money. They have a solid team, solid defense, good quarterback, good weapons. The only kind of real concerns are what are you going to do at the wide receiver position? Because you got an old Keenan Allen you relied on a ton. So they're going to have to fill that gap. But they got a good core on offense, a good defense that has a culture now. They're coming together. Biggest question was always the O-line. They're going to get 2 guys back. They have a high draft pick. They're in a solid position to kind of build the foundation.
It's true.
Go after a lot of these big free agents.
They have to. I don't know about many skill positions for them, but they really do need to invest way more in their O-line. Because even if they have their all-pro O-lineman coming back, it's you still have 3 guys on your line that are dead last in the entire NFL.
Sure.
They still have a trouble protecting him. And bless Herbert, because he's been playing through so many injuries this season and getting hit so often that it's if he doesn't get help, then he will be a very injury-prone quarterback like Joe Burrow is.
Sure.
You know?
And so, so if you look at it, they got 2 all-pro tackles that are going to be playing, Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater. So the only really question marks there are now your interior line.
Right.
And in my opinion, sure, it's big. But in my opinion, if you can get a really good center, either draft him or sign a free agent and get at least 1 guard, you can kind of work around having 4 or 5 pieces. You saw the Seahawks did it. We had our O-line was great except for whatever his name is. Bradford was horrible. One of the worst guards I've ever seen. Is running into our line, but we still figured out a way to do it. And the Chargers run a lot of those kind of I think it's 11 personnel where they have the tight ends out there, and they run with that. And they got a great young tight end. So it's in my opinion, that is one of my contenders, one of my teams that I think has a fantastic future. Obviously, it's going to be very dependent on what they do this offseason. They got a lot of questions on the at the edge rush position as well. kind of with the whole Khalil Mack and
they got some aging what's going to go on there. Defense. But I'm not mad at the pick because of how wide open the AFC is. Like, I think that anybody can really get into that spot this year if things go right, which is why I'm actually taking the Bengals as my contender coming out of the AFC.
Okay.
I think that they're due. I think that the owners, I mean, this is kind of a hopeful wishing kind of thing, but I think he's done being stingy. I think he's done seeing his star quarterback, who he paid an absorbent amount of money, injured behind a really, really crappy line, just like Herbert is. They got $46 million in cap space this year. So if they're not investing all of that essentially into the O-line and D-line, like paying, they obviously need to pay some guys. They have to pay Trey Hendrickson, or you let him walk and you pay a little bit cheaper. There's a ton of defense coming out in this draft. They have a pretty damn good draft pick this year as well. So I mean, like, it's just highly contingent on the owner not being a scumbag. But they look like they can actually make a run. Obviously, we've seen what Joe Burrow can do with Jamar Chase in this highly explosive offense. The running back free agency market is wide open this year. So if what's-his-face doesn't want to come back, then it's like, you pick up a Breece Hall or whoever.
Joe Burrow. You talking about Chase Brown? Well, they still have Chase Brown signed. He's not a free agent this year.
He's not.
No, so they still have him, which is good. But I mean, like you're saying, they can add in
a healthy Burrow.
Add some depth.
Is like, I don't want to look past a healthy Burrow.
He's arguably top 3, maybe even higher in the NFL when he's healthy as a quarterback.
When he's healthy, yeah. I mean, even with a horrendous O-line, he's putting up MVP stats just trying to, because his defense is letting up the most points per game in the entire NFL.
Yeah, which is
so they have
concern.
Right, but they're mostly missing safeties and corners, not necessarily interior line, like linebackers. So, like, there's a ton of safeties and a ton of cornerbacks and defense in this draft. If they do their due diligence, get the right guys in those spots, it's like, I think there's a big window for them, especially how, like, the Chiefs are gone. Joe Burrow doesn't have to worry about them. Obviously, they got to go through the Bills, and they got to go through, most likely, the Broncos and Chargers this year.
We'll see how the Chiefs do. I mean, they just restructured Mahomes' contract, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the offseason.
It's true, but they're losing. I mean, Rashad Rice or whatever his name is.
Rashee Rice with another
Rashee Rice
lawsuit.
Just got caught again.
Pacheco's a free agent too. That's another thing.
Pacheco will be a free agent. Kelsey's
and
a free
Hunt
agent.
is a free agent. Both the running backs are free agents.
I'm pretty sure Kelsey's free agent
going back.
too.
He said he was going back though. He came out on his podcast and said he's going to keep playing.
No, he said he's coming back to play football. He did not say anything about coming back to Kansas City.
Oh, really?
Because he there's like speculation that he wants to be out in New York with Taylor Swift.
Like on the Giants or the Jets?
On the Giants, most likely. I mean, if he goes to the Jets, he's an idiot because he's all about fame and attention grabbing. Right. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if he went to the Giants.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
I don't hate that pick though. That's a good pick.
I mean, just with how bad the AFC looks this year, the
AFC
it's wide open.
It's clearly
it's wide. It just feels like all wild card teams. Like literally, there's 2 from every division in the AFC. But on the other side of the ball,
they're gonna have where did they finish this year? The Bengals didn't do very good at all, huh? What was their record? Do you know?
They finished only like 6 wins.
Like they'll have a pretty light schedule too.
They'll have a light schedule in my opinion, a very easy division. The Ravens are going to make a bounce back, but the the Browns and the Steelers they're 9-win teams.
Yeah.
The problem with that entire division, the problem with that entire division is that they just trade wins with each other. They'll all go 1-1 with each other, and then the final game of the season, like we saw Steelers versus Ravens, is to win the division, and they're both only have like 8 wins. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
the NFL, they should be able to win their division straight up, but not necessarily have a amazing record overall.
Right. I mean, the thing is, the NFL is so interesting in that regard with the way that they do the seeding, is you can literally go in 9-8, win your division at 9-8, and get a first round home playoff game.
Yeah.
Which is huge. I mean, it's not talked about, I don't think, nearly enough how big it is to have a home game. Because some people are like, this is the better team, they have to travel here. But it's like, no, they're still at home.
But it's also stupid because you look at the NFC West and you have the Niners and the Seahawks playing, and the Rams for that matter, in the last 3 weeks of the regular season, playing each other essentially each to grab the number 1 seed in the NFC overall.
Yeah.
But the Niners and the Rams lost. And even though we both have the second and third best records in the NFL, we dropped to the 6th seed and the 7th seed,
right?
Which to me is ridiculous.
It does, like, yeah, it does make no sense. But I mean, I get it.
Like one game away from the best record in the NFL in the NFC
for the Rams, yeah,
for the Rams or for the Niners. And then you drop to the 6th seed because you lose that game.
Well, you guys were a couple games back, weren't you?
No, we played you for the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, I know, but we're still a couple games. You finished 12-5.
We were
14-3.
At
so you
your
were technically
final,
2 games.
You were 13-3. We were 12-4. So if we win that game, we win the division entire record.
Which is also crazy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know a ton about how it all works, but it is pretty wild to me that like teams can finish with a worse overall record but still win the division.
Well,
which is very interesting.
Tied the record, and we would have beaten you twice that
right. But it's happened. I'm just saying it's happened like in history where where teams will like have a worse record. It's like it's crazy. But
I mean, if you win out your division straight up, like you don't lose a single game in your division, but lose every other game in your entire season. Not only do you make the playoffs, but you also like can, whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's stupid. So, but on the NFC side,
you want to take this first? Go first here.
I mean, we already know who yours are.
Well, no, you do. They don't.
They know. Let's be honest. Go ahead and say.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give me a little bit to defend myself here before you come out.
Well, I already know.
Picking the Seahawks.
Everyone already knows.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Seahawks? No way.
My contender coming out of the NFC is yet again the Seahawks. I believe they are in the best position. I mean, the one tough thing is obviously that division, very difficult. NFC West is no joke, and but I feel like we are most likely going to see another situation like this where you have 3 teams coming out of that division in the playoffs. Yes, I firmly believe that. I think it's there's like a 70% chance that happens.
100%.
So for me, strengths, reasons why I see them going back and possibly repeating is, one, you got the elite defensive transformation that happened under Mike McDonald. I mean, the Seahawks developed literally one of the top ranked defenses in the entire league, known for their versatility and known for something that we haven't had in the past, which was stopping the run. Actually, we have had that in the past. Stopping the run, but then also bringing in that second level pass coverage. I mean, just incredible defense all around. I think it's another good point to point out that we have a really strong young core. A lot of our impact players are young. Witherspoon, even Worry, who we just got out of the draft. Super flexible foundation for our secondary. Obviously, there's talks about having to pay them, but given the amount of cap space we have going into this offseason as a Super Bowl champion, pretty crazy. And we're going to be able to pay some of those guys like JSN and Witherspoon. We also had a dominant rushing attack this year. For the first time in a few years, our O-line kind of picked up a little bit. We had a top half of the league O-line with Kenneth Walker obviously emerging as a premier back, creating a huge name for himself this year, surging in the playoffs. Who knows? We might lose and we might not. We'll see. Like I said before, significant salary cap space. We're projected to have over $74 million in available cap space for 2026, which allows us, like I said, to re-sign some of those key guys in Witherspoon and JSN, who are the 2 big ones that we have to re-sign, and then possibly keep Kenneth Walker. Obviously, he is a Super Bowl MVP, so he's going to be requesting a lot of money. Good thing to note is that some of the running backs available, Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, Rico Dowdle, Travis Etienne, Gainwell, Dobbins, Pacheco, I could go on. I think this year's free agent class is stacked, so whether or not we re-sign Kenneth Walker or not, we're going to be fine. He hates hearing about this. And then lastly, I mean, we just have built the winning culture and we got the coaching. I mean, the biggest thing for us in that NFC West division was having to face a McVay and a Shanahan who were offensive geniuses. We went out and we got that defensive genius that, quite frankly,
and then lost your offensive coordinator.
Shut them down. We don't need them. We're fine.
What the hell are you talking about? Fine. What are you talking about?
I mean, we're a team built on defense, and if we shut people down, we just need to score just enough to win. We have the number 1 special teams in the league, best punter, best kicker. We're going to be fine. We have our core guys.
I'll give you that.
I mean, granted, one of the only kind of big concerns for me is kind of still what's going to happen. I think Sam Darnold answered a lot of questions off season, but obviously people are going to want to see, okay, can he retain that? Can he keep doing that going into this next year? But I mean, we have a dominant defense. We're only going to get better. We have cap space. We have money to pay people. Still a lot of speculations on a lot of teams, what they do in the offseason given the free agent market. But I think that we have a great shot at running it back or at least making a very deep playoff push. So
I mean, it goes without saying you guys are going to be a playoff team. You guys have kept a lot of your key pieces, but I would not be surprised if more of your key pieces get poached than what you're expecting. You guys do have a lot of cap space.
We just don't. We don't have many free agents. Huh? We don't have any. We don't have that many free agents on the market.
You have a few. You do have a few.
A few guys that aren't big name guys. That's some of our depth, sure.
Kenneth Walker, JSN.
Witherspoon. We're re-signing JSN and Witherspoon for sure. We're not going to let either of them go.
Right.
Kenneth Walker's the only one that we will try and re-sign.
Kenneth Walker is a big hit, but I think you guys get poached. Like when a team wins a Super Bowl, it's hard to retain all your guys because it's just hard to pay everyone.
7
guys on rookie deals.
7 guys that are free agents. That's
but then you lose a coaching staff. An offensive coordinator is a big loss.
Sure.
So then your offense changes, especially if you lose your star running back and your other running back got injured, Charbonnet.
Yeah.
So it's like there's major changes. Obviously, they're a playoff team. Obviously, they can run it back. But NFC is not like the AFC. If you guys were in the AFC, it's not even a question. You guys are the heavy favorite to win it all. But
I mean, we're still tied with the Rams for favorites to win the NFC.
And that's who I have.
Yeah.
I have the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Doesn't matter who comes out of the AFC. They're my guys. They have $37 million cap space. They're in a really, really good position to rebuild around Matthew Stafford for 1 or 2 more years and try to run it back before he retires because he's getting up there in age. They re-signed McVay, obviously. Like, getting, he's going to stay no matter what. But that explosive offense isn't changing all that much. They might lose Devontae Adams, but I think that Devontae Adams was so happy there and wanting to compete for Super Bowl that I don't think that he goes anywhere else.
I don't either.
Because he's already made enough money where he's not going to just sign with a random team to make that money.
Right.
Like same with DeAndre Hopkins. They just want to be on a team where, they take a vet minimum but win something. So I would not be surprised if he re-signed for cheap as well. They traded for Atlanta's 13th pick overall this year. So
was that this year or was that a couple years ago?
They have the 13th pick.
Well, I know they have that, but they traded that a couple years ago. Do you know what trade that was a part of? Do you find that at all?
No, I have no idea.
That'd be interesting, but
I have no idea.
Anyways,
but they have the 13th pick as well as the 27th pick or whatever it is. Obviously, they need restructuring on defense. Their interior line just does not get the pressures that I think they were third to last in pressures on the quarterback. Mm-hmm. So that needs to change, but they have a ton of cap space where they don't need to change all that much on their offensive line was ranked first in the NFL in pass rush defense.
Yep.
So if they spend some money, they get some interior line. Obviously guys like Trey Hendrickson are on the market right now, and those are big names. Max Crosby's on the market. They have the availability to trade. And the Raiders might be looking to acquire a lot more draft picks. The Rams trade that 13th
They got to
pick.
figure out their cap space though, to be able to pay them all.
For sure. 100% for sure. But like I said, they need secondary linebackers. There's a ton of them in this draft. And a lot of interior line, a lot of edge rushers in this draft. So they have some good picks. I think they're going to be able to restructure this really, really well. I think they're kind of shoo-ins. Obviously, the NFC West will be tough. So I can't guarantee them a 1 seed with, the Niners restructuring as well and Seahawks obviously doing what they do.
Yep.
I do think Arizona will lose every single game in that division this year, and then the rest will trade.
No, dude, what are you talking about? Jacoby Brissett's QB?
Did they win a division game this year?
No, they lost them all.
Yeah, it's I
don't think. Because we all split between the Rams, Seahawks.
Rams
and Niners. Not them. Yeah,
100%.
That'll be an interesting storyline though.
I don't know who will come out of that division, but in playoffs, it doesn't really matter who came out of the division. It kind of matters who has the home game. But if it's in SoFi, then it's not a home game for the Rams at all, because the Seahawks fans travel well, and it's essentially a second arena for the Niner fans.
I mean, that's the tough thing about that division is the fans travel really well.
Yeah.
Specifically for playoffs. Regular season games. Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing
regular season, it's all Seahawks up there, and it's all Niners, but both
anything
the Seahawks
in California though,
fans,
it's crazy because I remember seeing the Rams home stadium when they played the Niners, and it was
it's
all
a sea of red.
It's unbelievable.
So, Arizona's like that too.
Yeah,
but you
Arizona
can't tell as much because they call it. The
Niners are a very popular franchise, so it doesn't surprise me at all that obviously
we are number one ranked at traveling fans.
Yeah, I mean I believe it. So it'll be. I think it'll be a very very fun year next year and a very fun.
It's gonna be competitive as hell
to follow. Yeah,
it's gonna be competitive,
especially in the NFC. AFC is a little different, but
I think major changes are coming, but it should be good. So now we're gonna talk about the playoff teams that we think are dropping off the face of the earth and dropping out of playoffs contention. I'm gonna go first. The Patriots will not make the playoffs this upcoming year. They will be terrible. They got the 2 seed, so now their season schedule is going to be way harder. Drake May is not that guy. I'm tired of the slander of people saying that he deserved to be in the Super Bowl. Every time he played a real defense, he averaged like 85 yards, except for the Super Bowl where he literally just stat padded because he was just throwing up Brett Favre Hail Marys on every other play, and he threw like 3 picks and fumbled the ball. It's like, anyways, there's zero chance they make the playoffs. They're in a tougher division where I guess the Dolphins are falling off a cliff for sure. The Jets look like they can gain momentum. I think the Bills will be better this year, so I don't see the Patriots winning the division the way they did because they split with the Bills regardless. I don't think the Bills do as badly as they did this year. But in general, their roster's still in transition. The team is still technically rebuilding. There's a mix of young players and a ton of new acquisitions. They're still trying to develop the chemistry, and that kind of turnover leads to inconsistency, which we saw against good teams. Obviously, when you're playing the shittiest teams in the league, yeah, you look good, the chemistry builds or whatever, but you're not playing, you're not getting challenged.
Yeah,
that's why the NFC is such a dogfight every year in the playoffs, is because we just sharpen each other's swords the entire regular season and then play each other. AFC was not like that for the Patriots this year, and they played the worst teams in the NFC the entire season.
I mean, I don't personally even remember a time when the NFC West had like 2 teams under 500.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like there's always at least 3 teams above 500.
And I want to talk about too the lack of playmakers on the Patriots. I think the Super Bowl exposed that when they played against a real defense. Hunter Henry is ancient. He's been around the league. He's so old.
Which is crazy. That caught me off guard when we were talking about that during the Super Bowl, and somebody was like,
old.
He's like 30-something. We're like, what the heck? He's been in the league for 12 years or whatever.
He was a no-name until he plays on a team that plays no good competition, and then he turns into a star tight end. Stephon Diggs has 18 baby mamas. He's not the same guy. He will be awful this upcoming year. He just got his heart broken by Cardi B. So I think he's going to be bad. He might actually, I don't know what his contract looks like, but I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him or walk.
Isn't he a free agent, or he has
I don't know.
Player option?
I think he might have a player option.
Because I don't think they signed him for more than a year, maybe 2 years. But they did get him.
You look at what he did in the playoffs, and even in the regular season for that matter, like, yeah, they did a good job spreading the ball around, but they were kind of a run-first offense. Stephon Diggs did not show out.
I mean, he was a 1,000-yard receiver this year.
He was.
He had a good year.
But look at the competition. If they were in a real division, you think he would have gotten 1,000 yards?
I mean,
there's zero chance.
That's tough. I still think he could have.
But look when they played against real defenses, what happened in the playoffs?
For sure.
He averaged like 30 yards.
For sure.
I mean, he blew everyone's parlay. Yeah, I mean, apart from that, every team in the AFC is going to be a wild card. I don't think that the Patriots squeak out as many wins as they did last season because they're going to be playing better competition. They're going to have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL, and they're just not that good. I don't think Vrabel's a mad genius, and the fact that he won Coach of the Year over Shanahan is absolute blasphemy and should never happen ever again. So, Patriots are not making the damn playoffs.
You heard it here first, folks, right there. Now, my hot take, we're going 1-2 right now. Broncos will not make the playoffs this year as well.
I wholeheartedly agree.
And
wholeheartedly.
Very similar to Patriots situation, but also a little bit different. I mean, historically, teams that go 14 wins on the AFC side experience some level of a drop-off the next year. Same thing as the Patriots. They're going to be playing a much harder schedule this year. If you look at their schedule this past year, their defense kept them in every game, and they had to literally, I think they had 12? It was like 12 or 13 games that were one-score games. They had literally game-winning touchdown or game-winning field goal, something to win it. I mean, I'm not a huge Bo Nix fan personally.
They had 9 fourth-quarter comebacks.
Yeah, it was crazy. They're losing Cortland Sutton this year. possibly he's a free agent. He's getting old. They have a lot of questions there. I mean, yeah, exactly. They lack the offensive and explosive playmakers. I mean, their offense finished 17th in EPA in 2025.
And you might go into this, but you know about the rift that's going on too between the coach and Bo Nix, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, offense 17th, not great. Relied heavily on their top 5 defense to win close games. I mean, they had a really high drop rate. They were 26th in the NFL in the receiving grade, which is crazy. Yeah, they have a little bit of potential at running back with Harvey being young. Dobbins is out of there. He's a free agent. We'll see what happens. But yeah, significant defensive line personnel changes. They're expected to lose a lot of key contributors there. And that, I mean, obviously that is what kept them in games. So I could see them falling off because of that. Like you touched on or said earlier, Bo Nix, coach, not really in the greatest situation right now. It's a horrible relationship going on.
I mean, when your coach calls a unprompted press conference to talk about how I wouldn't have drafted you if I knew you were this injury prone, and Bo Nix has to call a unprompted press conference to be like, I think he should keep my name out of his mouth kind of thing. It's like this is about to blow up.
Yeah.
And respectfully, I think the Broncos organization is going to choose Bo Nix over McVay.
Yep.
Or not McVay, Sean Payton.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to choose Bo Nix over Payton, and then this whole culture is going to be blown up in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're already kind of screwed. I mean, a lot of those points, too. I mean, you see Bo Nix just got injured, too. Bro, so now you got a Bo Nix coming back off injury.
Right, and off a surgery, too.
You're losing a Dobbins, who was a good core running back for you.
Walter Payton fired the defensive coordinator he fired one of his coaches, completely off a whim, and the coach came out and said, yeah, it was just one of his moods.
Yeah.
So this team is headed for a train wreck.
I mean, you can argue they're in a pretty strong like AFC West. I mean, granted the AFC is not super strong in general, but they got to go against the Chargers, who are my Super Bowl pick. They got to go against a Chiefs team that is always going to be the Chiefs.
Mahomes can win.
Mahomes can win games. He can get you a game, and then you got a Raiders who really knows, but they have a high ceiling, it looks like right now, with the young stars that they have and the draft capital they have and the money they have to spend. So I see them losing a lot of games. I don't really even see them making the playoffs. Worst case scenario, maybe an 8 seed, but I have them going maybe 10-7, maybe 9-8. Like I have them. Sure, they're going to win some games. They still have a good defense. I mean, Pat Surtain is no joke. They have a good, solid defense, but that is my team that is not making the playoffs. So I think we see a shift. 1-2 in the AFC. Out of that,
I wholeheartedly agree. My next team is kind of obvious, but the Carolina Panthers will not be making the playoff this upcoming season. The NFC is way too tough. They also kind of squeaked by on a fluke year in their division. Obviously, they're in the easiest division in all of the NFL already. But Tampa Bay this year just completely dropped the ball with their coaching staff and their injuries. So they're going to bounce back. Atlanta Falcons are 100% on the rise. They're going to be a lot better. New Orleans Saints, we saw flashes of greatness from them. I don't think they're going to drop all their division games again this year. But biggest thing of all, the Panthers with Bryce Young are way too damn inconsistent. We see flashes of where Bryce Young looks like prime Drew Brees, and then the next week he is terrible, like a guy that you would never want to franchise ever.
Yep.
So with that inconsistency and a tougher division, they're gonna have a harder schedule in general because they went to the playoffs. They won their division.
Well, I mean, they went 8-9 though, which is terrible.
It's not great. They just won their division, and the division will be better.
They barely won it.
They barely won it, and it came down to the last game against Tampa Bay, who had a complete
it wasn't even their game. It came down to the Saints playing that other game.
Yes.
It was Saints Falcons. That was the game that decided whether or not they made it or Tampa Bay made it, which is crazy.
That game was crazy too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it was a good game.
I don't see Bryce Young as the same kind of guy Drew Brees was, where he's undersized but ultra accurate, makes the right reads, all stuff like that. You could see flashes of it, but it's not consistent enough where it's like, he looked great in the playoffs, to be completely honest.
Yeah. I mean, they almost beat the Rams.
But the Panthers organization as well will never build a good team. Like, even when they built a great team around Cam Newton, they still got blown out against a real defense. It doesn't matter. That's all neither here nor there.
Well, they got a young core, so who knows? But I agree with you.
They do have a young core.
They'll make it.
But they're not making the playoffs. Really interesting division Bryce Young is not that guy to build around and that guy to take you and carry your team to the playoffs.
Yep.
So, especially in the NFC, it's just way too tough.
Yep.
Way too tough.
Yep. And going to my NFC pick, this is gonna hurt my brother if you ever watch this, but I don't think the Eagles are making the playoffs. I think the Eagles are on
I can see it.
Steep decline right now, just not even close. I mean, you see the regression of Jalen Hurts and offensive consistency. I mean, we watched them.
He's not a good quarterback. Let's be honest.
He's a horrible quarterback.
About offensive consistency or efficiency, but that's when he had the greatest roster to damn near ever be assembled.
Yeah, they had a phenomenal roster. I think you're seeing locker room issues right now. Yes. Granted, yes, they got rid of their OC. They're going to bring in a better OC. Sure, they might be a little bit better, but you got some older guys that are going to be aging out. You got some issues there. They do have a little bit of a young core. I mean, they got a good Cooper DeJean and Blankenship and a lot of good defensive guys. And I mean, one of the big main topics though is what's going to happen with AJ Brown. You lose AJ Brown, I think that's a huge shot, huge shot. And you saw this year, when their O line was not healthy, they could not just rely on a Saquon Barkley to run and win them games because they didn't have it. And they have an old O line, so they are on a huge decline in my thing. Also, schedule for next year is brutal. They play 7 teams that reach the playoffs this year, including the Niners, the Texans, the Steelers, and the Seahawks, all next year. And those are great defenses that will shut them down. And so that's going to hurt them.
Let's talk about their tough division, too.
Their division is very tough, too.
Their division is not going to be easy.
Yeah, they got, aging core. But anyways, I'll skip the division. Yeah.
They don't have much cap space either.
They do not have much cap space. Yeah, salary cap restrictions. See, they have approximately $18 million in 2026 cap space right now.
Yeah.
Granted, they can restructure some things and change it, but that is not a lot of money to work with when you have the top team having $101 million in cap space. But yeah, you got the NFC East, which is going to be way more competitive. You got a Giants team who looked very, very scary before they got injuries. You have a Cowboys team that has a phenomenal offense, needs to fix some things on defense. They could be scary. I mean, that is just inherently a division where I think only one team is going to make it, and it's going to be whoever wins that division. You might have a second team in there if they do well, but all those teams have pretty tough schedules, except for the Giants actually are going to have a pretty easy schedule. And actually the Cowboys didn't do so good, so they might have a light schedule also. But, I mean, yeah, I just think Eagles not going to make it. I think they had a great run to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Granted, Saquon's a phenomenal player, but you got aging issues, you got O-line issues, you got defensive issues, you got locker room problems, you got a coach in Sirianni who
sucks.
Is horrible.
He's horrible.
I mean,
he's horrible for the program.
I would need
to
see some insane additions this offseason, some insane changes to even consider them a playoff team in my mind.
Yeah.
So I have them missing the playoffs. Sorry, Philly fans.
They're paying the price of going all in the past 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
And especially with a core that only worked because all of them were phenomenal players, not because the team meshed well culturally at all.
Yeah, I mean, they won.
So
sure.
They won. They got away with it.
Yep.
And they deserve it, but especially because it was over the Chiefs. But speaking of that division, we're moving on to our dark horses of the year. I honestly think the Cowboys are going to be kind of nasty.
I like it.
Obviously, they did the Micah Parsons trade last year, and we saw that they kind of won that trade.
Yeah, for sure.
They got Kenny Clark, who ended up actually playing for them pretty well, and 2 first-round picks. One's coming up this year. The next one's going to be 2027.
And Parsons got hurt.
And Parsons was hurt, so there wasn't really an even viable calculation to this trade. But their offense was, I think, top 3 in output. Like, they were absolutely fantastic. Obviously, there's the chance they lose Pickens. They don't have a ton of cap space to re-sign.
No, they franchise Pickens.
They did officially.
Pickens. Yeah,
so that just solidifies it more. Their offense will be great. I honestly, too, think that Dak Prescott will have an MVP season this year. Mm-hmm. We've seen it before when he's healthy, has a healthy line, which the Cowboys will have. He is a fantastic quarterback that can lead this team to the playoffs.
Yes.
Can he do it in the playoffs? I don't know. It's yet to be seen. He hasn't performed well in the playoffs, but it's also the NFC where he has to play fantastic defenses.
Sure.
Their big thing is defense, though. They have the picks this year where they can go out and get what they need in linebackers specifically and safeties specifically.
Yep.
There's a ton of those in this draft. I think that they can build a great defense, a young defense. They're keeping the same coach for the first time in like 3 years as well. So the culture in place, they obviously like it. They're obviously getting wins. They were in a tough division, a very volatile division with the Giants, especially. Like they were so off and on, a lot of injuries. Giants will be a lot better. They're in a tough division.
Until this year, for the last like 20-some years, there's been a new team to win that division every year.
Right.
There's no back-to-back. I mean, I guess is a better way to put it, which is crazy.
So they all go all in and then immediately retract back to mediocrity. But yeah, I think that the rest of that division is getting weaker. Like, obviously, I don't think Washington will be the same team at all. I think they need to make major moves. But I think as well, like with these picks, they could go after Max Crosby. They have enough cap space to do it. But yeah, I think they're making the playoffs. I think they're making a run this year. The NFC in that division is open, like wide open for the first time in like 5 years. Yeah. So I like the Dallas Cowboys, to be honest. And it hurts my soul to say that as a 49er fan, but I do like Dak Prescott, believe it or not.
I don't hate him. I became a pretty big George Pickens fan this year too. Watching
George Pickens fan was fun to watch, dude. He was fun to watch.
And I mean CD. I mean they are losing, or Javonte is a free agent. Yes. They might re-sign him, but I mean, like we touched on earlier, the running back class is
it's wide open. They have a good line too, so I think they could honestly draft one if they really wanted to.
Very true.
But yeah,
and I mean they're definitely a pass first offense. So
100%.
Third down back. 100%. Yeah, crazy. I like it.
So let's hear your dark horse.
My dark horse is the Atlanta Falcons.
Another NFC team.
NFC team. Yeah, I mean, first off, obviously they're in an NFC South division that just is not good. You have questions about Tampa Bay. You have questions about Carolina. You have a Saints team that cannot even find a quarterback right now. And I think the Falcons are only a few pieces away from being very, very scary.
I agree.
Unbelievable offense.
I think it's mostly just coaching.
They have Pitts. They have London. Yeah, true. And they just brought in Matt Ryan as the president, who is a good football guy. He knows football.
Yeah.
You have Kevin Stefanski, who's now coming in as the head coach. Interesting move, but I still think he's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. I think he can build a good culture there. And so I think they are definitely positioned to be a contender and contend for the NFC South division. As we touched on earlier, you win a division, you get a home game right away. Yeah. You're at least a 4 seed. And that's still a pretty good place to be in. So I mean, yeah, great coaching, great offensive core. They had a pretty good defense this year. They have a very weak division. They have very good breakout potential. I mean, you got young defensive stars, James Pierce Jr. Obviously, we have to see what happens with his off-field issues because I'm pretty sure he was arrested, or I can't remember exactly what happened, but he's a phenomenal player. They had a pretty good D-line. You got Zach Harrison, who was great. A lot of guys. Obviously, the one position for me that's still a little what's going to happen is the quarterback position with Michael Penix. That's
exactly what I was going to say.
Which is totally understandable. I think he has incredible upside and he can be a great quarterback, but he just still kind of has that deer in the headlights a lot of times when he gets into those situations where he's got to win a game.
So and I think he's going to be coming off a torn ACL.
True. And so I think if you replace him, who knows what that team looks like. You could go get a good quarterback.
I think there's some quarterbacks as well in the draft.
There's a lot
that the Falcons could take. Obviously, they don't have their first round pick, which hurts.
Yeah.
Because if I'm them, I'm going after Ole Miss's quarterback. I'm going after Chambliss or whatever.
Bro, I would go after Alabama's Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson's going to go 2, though.
I don't think he is. Nobody needs a quarterback.
He said, projected range late day 2.
Late day 2. I mean, here's the thing. This draft, there's really only one team that needs a quarterback.
And they have the first
It's
pick.
Raiders. They're the first pick. They're going to get Mendoza. And that's like, you can argue, okay, the Cardinals might need one. Falcons, they kind of need one. But all the quarterbacks are going to fall to late round drafts.
100%.
And you have a lot of good young talent that has kind of been overlooked this last year because there wasn't as much of a focus on quarterbacks. So there's you're not seeing those names pop up. Obviously, GMs know a lot more than we do, and they're probably studying it and can get somebody. So it'll be very interesting. But to me, that's my dark horse. I think they can easily win that division. Unreal offense, fix a couple defensive pieces, get either a quarterback or bring in a veteran quarterback to coach a young quarterback into that position, and they might be a team that we got to watch out for.
Yeah,
because that Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan, young core is
look
very
good.
Scary trio.
Look good.
Very, very scary trio.
Yeah, I agree.
That is my pick for my little dark horse.
Let's talk about how there has basically been no games to watch in the past week and a half. Obviously, with All-Star break, you can watch that First real weekend without football has passed. I hate it, first of all. It sucks. But let's talk about what America has been watching for the past week, and that is Olympic curling. And a lot of people have actually been talking about it. Yeah, there's cheating allegations, obviously figure skating. But apart from college basketball, which there wasn't a lot of crazy games. There was a few good ones, but people have been watching the Olympics.
Nobody really cares about college until March.
It's true, exactly.
There's a few people that obviously are diehard college fans.
100%, but that's for their team.
Everybody's waiting for March Madness.
But there is literally nothing to watch on except curling, and we saw cheating allegations. We saw the U.S. playing, and there's nothing even. What's weird is they have curling on more than any other sport in the first week and a half. Obviously,
that's crazy.
There's bobsled, and then there's figure skating and curling. The hockey hadn't started yet.
That's right.
A lot of this cool skiing stuff and snowboarding stuff hasn't started yet. They had the speed skiing, skating and skiing, but curling
and
curling dominated the stats of who was watching the Olympics.
Dude, what are the ratings for curling?
They were pretty high. They were pretty high, especially because like I was talking about before, the NBA All-Star game the skills challenge and all that stuff went on earlier because NBC owned the rights to. Yep. So all those TVs just switched directly to curling, and people just left their TVs on or watched it or whatever. It was the only sport to watch that Saturday night.
I was coaching all weekend at the big complex out here, and it was just curling it was curling and figure skating on every TV.
That's the only.
And I was talking to all the parents, and they were all like, "Dude, I want to go curling." People were talking about going to the curling facility here in town and actually going curling because it was such a big thing, which is crazy. Curling, I will say I have a lot of respect for those guys. That does not look easy.
It does not look easy.
Clearly, it's an Olympic sport, but so funny.
It's hilarious that someone got caught for cheating. It's even more hilarious that it was Canada.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yes, it was Canadian, and they got into a fight. Which, thinking of two curling guys getting into a scuffle is hilarious.
Yeah, didn't he touched the thing? Right?
Yeah, he brushed it. It didn't seem like it mattered, but it was pretty funny. It was a big deal. But it goes to show you that America wants sports so bad that if nothing else is on but curling, we will still watch it.
Hey,
we're cows that
I watched the figure skating too.
Yeah, the figure skating was pretty cool.
That was impressive. When they just chuck them, just throw the girls and they're just flying, it's crazy.
And usually at the end of our podcast, we always do a parlay. But as most of the odds are not set for this weekend and a lot of games aren't going on, we don't have a specific parlay for you.
Should we do anything random? Any futures? You want to just hold off on that?
I mean, we talked about our futures for the NFL, but it's way too early to place any of those kind of bets. I don't know what the odds would be whatsoever.
What if we pick an NBA futures award?
If you want an easy bet on Canada to win the gold medal in hockey. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. The odds probably won't be great, but it's almost guaranteed money.
How about this? I wonder what the odds are. Oh, that sucks actually. I mean, I was looking at any of the odds for just the awards at the end of the year for the NBA, and it's pretty much wraps kind of. I mean, Rookie of the Year would have been fun, but I think Flag's going to take that.
It's not even close.
Pretty simple.
I mean
Knuppel was close. Knuppel's got some good
really
odds if you wanted to try and take it. I mean, because in the off chance that Cooper either gets hurt or gets benched for the rest of the season, maybe. But there's not really anything good to bet on. So
I think he wants it on his resume. I don't think they can bench him.
From us, I wouldn't give you any bets. Nothing this week.
Yep. Odds are not set, but we'll be back next week with more. Other than that, West Coast MVP signing off.
Good night.
You want to hit the record button? Hit stop.